Hey, it's me again, Sporty King, and I'm excited to jump back into the Bed Talk series, motivated and created by my good friend David Rendell, fellow speaker. I just love this Bed Talk Challenge. So here's my second one, and today my Bed Talk acronym is BED. Believe everyone does. I'm going to give you 5 things that you need to believe everyone does as we're dealing with this pandemic, but also more importantly, as we continue to deal with the new normal, with life. And the first thing everybody does is talk. Everyone talks right now. There's a whole lot of buzz and talk going on about about communication, how you can communicate more with your family now that you're at home. Take time to communicate this and that. Well, let's also remember thing number 2 that everyone does is listening. Is listen. And so when you go talk and listen, remember that the number one communication skill is listening. Communication is not just about talking. Right now, we need to listen to one another. You need to listen to good advice. Well, to listen to good advice, you have to choose who you're going to listen to. So I always say to people that it's important to choose your messengers carefully and recognize that you're carefully being chosen as a messenger. So everyone talks and everyone listens. Try to make sure that you have not just the right balance or blend, but that you actually listen more, because that's what's going to lead you to the right balance and blend. So listen. And P.S., by the way, don't do what I call listening for the period. Listening for the period is where someone, they don't agree with you. They hear that one thing you say that they don't agree with you. Now, all they want is for you to finish saying what you have to say so that they can jump in. So they're listening for the period, for the end of your sentence, saying, well, I disagree. Don't do that. Look up something and find out how you can be better at doing active listening. This is, again, a time to talk to yourself in that case, and then listen to yourself and find out how you can grow and make yourself a better person. The number 3 thing is everybody does go through something. But look at the operative word. Have you ever said, well, I'm going through this, and right now we're going through this, right? But what's the operative word in that self-fulfilling testimony? I'm going through. I'm going through. In other words, I'm going to make it. I say, look back at what you've been through already. We've already been through some trials and tribulations. We've had some tough times. And so I call that your track record. Your track record says that you come through. And conversely, we may have a lack record. A lack record is something that before we came through, we said, oh, I don't have what it takes to get through this. I don't think I'm the right size, the right color, the right shape, the right education. I don't think I have what it takes. And look, guess what? You made it through anyway. So whatever you had on your lack record, whatever you thought you were lacking, obviously you didn't really need. Okay? So trust your track record. Laugh at your lack record, because you didn't need those things that you thought that you needed to get through. Trust yourself. You're going to be okay. So number 3, that's number 3. Everybody does go through it. We make it. Number 4, everybody does hurt. Everybody hurts. Right now is not a time where a lot of us are quarantining, but that doesn't mean that you want to isolate yourself in self-doubt and self-worth. And I wrote this down because I want us to really get this. Someone loves and needs you to stay alive and walk someone else through the pain. Everyone hurts. You're not the only one hurting if you're in pain. Someone else needs you to stay alive. Do not take your life at a time like this. Okay? Stay alive and walk someone else through the pain. The only reason you might not be able to think of someone whose name who needs you to walk them through is because you're doubting yourself. You're subconsciously pulling yourself down with negative self-talk. So come up with ways to get past that negative self-talk. And one of the things you can do is look at a lot of the Bed Talk series, and I think you're going to find some great tips and advice in there and things to keep your spirit up at a time when we really need it. So recognize that you can't always see the people you bless until you see yourself as a blessing. And that's why it takes us to number 5. Everybody does have a gift. Everybody has a gift. So focus. What do you do well? and recognize that you don't need to be the greatest. You need to be the greatest you, because you have a gift that's worth sharing and helping someone. So I'm going to close with the word. One of the things I do, I read a Bible called the Touchpoint Living Bible. What the Touchpoint Bible does, it has modern day analogies to scripture. And so it'll take scripture and then give it a twist on how it applies it to today's world. And it just so happens, and I'm such a believer, I love to quote and laugh at it, just so happens, but it wonderfully happens that in my Bible meditation, my meditation every morning includes Bible reading. And this morning, here's the message that I got. First of all, it comes from Isaiah 38 and 16. It says, Lord, your discipline is good, for it leads to life and health. You have restored my health and have allowed me to live. Right now, as we're doing our isolations and our self-distancing, we're talking about a way to help people's health. We're talking about our health. We're going to get through this. This is a health crisis. And for us to get healthy, we have to have discipline, and we have to listen to someone. Which goes back to why you have to choose your messengers carefully. And so as it turns out, the touch point, and I'll show you how, because what they'll do is this is the modern day analogy. And the touch point on that scripture line is healing. Healing. And here's how it applies. Listen to how it messages goes right with today. It says healing. Discipline restricts our personal freedom. Social distancing. We are unable to do something we want to do, or we must do something we don't want to do. This is why children don't enjoy discipline, and why adults don't either. When God disciplines us, we rebel at our restrictions and our disappointments. But God's discipline is always moving us toward better life and health. Through restrictions, we are protected from danger, rerouted in a better direction, and healed from the damage we have done to ourselves through sin. We should be grateful for anything, discipline included, that brings us into the protection and healing of God's wisdom, presence, and power. So let's go through and be healed, and let's recognize that those 5 tips. Okay, everybody does. Believe everybody does. Talk, listen, goes through, hurts, has some kind of pain, and have a gift. And always know that everybody does enjoy a little bed talk. Thank you so much. God bless you, and have a safe day. Ciao.